ready? Are you 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 ready to get it? You ready for war? Live is back, are you ready for more? The waiting is over, it's time to get poppin'. We all wanna win it, just cash in the pocket. BB alive, nothing can top it. Fantasy's back, football's the topic. 50 down for 50 in profit. Boss at the top and we all wanna drop. I'm taking the spot, bury the coffin. Time for the action, enough of the talk. Time to get crackin', live is back. And speaking the facts, the champions boss is back to back. Don't happen that often, enjoy the throne. It's time to get off and welcome back. It's time to get started, time for the weak and the strong to be part. We're all in the war, fight to the finish. Mad about trades, but it's part of the business. Do what you need, it's all about winning. Try to be king on the division. Wanna be champ, that is the mission. White with the flow, this is tradition. Ready to go, time for the show. Roll your bloods, get ready to blow. Get ready to hear the good and the bad. You might not agree, but it's only on facts. If you get ugly, yeah, that means you're whack. Geno and Matt, finally we're back. Analyzing and sharing the stats, giving opinions and checking the facts. Keep it six, built to the draft. A league of 10, let's see who get last. If your team stinks, it belongs in the trash. Race to the end, try not to crash. No one agrees, all of us clash. Something like Titans, fighter gets smashed. You better contend if you wanna be champ. If you won't pay attention, you don't have a chance. No chance to win if you don't have a plan. Get a chance at the shit, better win if you can. Yeah, PPL is back, I hope you're ready. PPL is back, I hope you're ready. PPL is back, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready.
And here we are, Pantheon Cup 14. It is time for someone, whether it be only for the boss or squad underestimated, it is time to ascend to the Hall of Champions, to the Pantheon of Greats, to the top of the PPL as the 14th Pantheon Cup champion. Geno the Gent here with my man Ulysses S. Hate. Give him a last what's up, Ulysses.
What's up, PPL?
We here, it's time to crown a Pantheon Cup champion. But before we do that, let's go back to Final Four weekend, starting with only for the boss, getting it done, going to their record third straight Pantheon Cup, 123 to the Skulls 102, and squad underestimated gets it done, hangs on 127 to 112 to make it to their second Pantheon Cup in hopes of winning their first title. Alrighty, Ulysses, man, you saw the action go down. Only for the boss back in the Pantheon Cup for the third year in a row. No teams ever went to 3 straight Pantheon Cups. The boss is the first to do that feat, and they can become the second team to obviously repeat. And then squad underestimated, still searching for that first cup, man. What'd you think of this past weekend's Final Four matchups?
Well, I mean, I got to start with the champ. I mean, great job. Again, unprecedented third go at a PPL title, looking to only be the second team to repeat. Only respect for only for the boss and what they've really been able to do this season.
Right.
I don't have much to say on their performance other than, you know, they rolled with the double tight end set again. And it paid dividends.
Definitely.
Other guys didn't necessarily play well. I think the weather more than anything factored into a lot of those.
Right.
But when I look at the other side, I think that the Skulls are going to be looking back at this week and be disappointed. Really. Yeah. When you look, basically, Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, and the Broncos defense, you're effectively looking at three positions that basically equate to 0 points.
Yeah.
And you're not going to beat most teams when you have a week like that, let alone only for the boss. It was just really the worst time to stumble. And I mean, there's just really nothing to it. I mean, I'm really thinking that Skulls, they had a really good season. I think outperformed what I think that they would do getting all the way to this point. So I don't really think that they should be disappointed on the season, but I think, you know, just looking at keeper decision next year about what needs to happen. Ramondre really has to play better than he did. That fumble was really costly.
Killer.
This matchup was really kind of in a jockeying position still at that point, and so it was just a killer mistake. But really excited to see only for the boss going to their third title and playing their third different foe.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's going to be interesting.
No, it's their second. They played the Twins twice.
Sorry,
yeah.
yes, they played the Twins back to back.
Yeah.
So when I look at the other matchup, though, what I'm really excited about is seeing the team that I picked preseason to get here. Right?
Yeah,
it has
definitely.
been a rocky road. Felt silly at times. Wasn't sure that squad was going to come through on their end of the bargain here. They did.
Yeah.
And it started with changes they made at the quarterback position. I mean, you when we did the call last week, they still had Justin Fields in. He ended up with just under 9.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins with 23. He's really clicking with Hawkinson, the new tight end connection. But was really led by again, Saquon and company. I mean, really didn't have a bad spot start except for David Njoku, who I'm guessing is not going to get the nod next week for Knox.
Okay.
When I look at the other side, I mean, United players were just plagued by lack of big star potential down the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, DeAndre Williams 3, Mike Williams was left with a pretty tall task on Monday night.
Yeah.
Couldn't get anywhere near it. But, DeAndre dealing with poor quarterback play, it just wasn't going to happen. And really, this team was missing Cooper Kupp. They were missing guys that just really couldn't get healthy.
Yeah.
That was really the downfall of their season. And it just wasn't meant to be. But, again, hats off to squad and getting to their first title in quite some time.
Right. 4 years since their last appearance, which was Pantheon Cup 10. No, I'm with you, man. Squad underestimated, had an impressive season. The Kirk Cousins play was a good play at the end of the day to get them to the title game. And also, obviously, I thought that Saquon Barkley was huge in that matchup against Minnesota, as I thought he would be. And only for the ball side, it's just been more of the same. Nothing. It wasn't even spectacular. I mean, they got a poor effort from Sanders, poor effort from Diggs. But Allen Lazard was a clutch pickup. Even though it was only 8.6, it was a crucial 8.6 if you pay attention to the matchup. And George Kittle, I mean, that draft pick really, really has come through clutch for them. That 28 points paced the team and is the reason they're sitting in the Pantheon Cup. I mean, if he doesn't have that day, they may be sitting at home, and it may be the skull sitting in the Pantheon Cup. So hats off to only for the boss and the squad underestimated for making it. And now it is time to preview the matchup, the Pantheon Cup 14 championship game. We have squad underestimated making their second Pantheon Cup appearance. And we have only for the boss making their third appearance in as many years, coming in defending their title. What do you think of this matchup, man? We got a huge one here. Pantheon Cup 14, only for the boss versus squad underestimated.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that gave us very different matchups throughout the season. I mean, in their first matchup in week 4, only for the boss to get squad by 40 points.
Yeah.
Go fast forward to week 13, squad gets these guys by damn near 100.
Yeah.
It was one of the, it was the worst, I think, performance for only for the boss. A rare week where they weren't contending for lead, no doubt. Going into this week, I'm really liking what squad has as far as matchups.
Yeah.
What I'm not liking is the current quarterback lineup. I think he's making a mistake right now with Justin Fields in the lineup. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
I think what he's looking at is what Justin Fields did against Detroit earlier in the season. It was one of his best games of the season.
Right.
But I think that the situation was a lot different. I think Justin Fields was a little bit healthier.
Mm-hmm.
This Bears team was still playing for something.
Right.
And again, I don't think Detroit was as good of a team as they are currently.
Okay, that's
When
true.
I look at his other options, I think Kirk Cousins is actually a better play here. At Green Bay, these guys already have a playoff spot locked up, and guess what? They can end Green Bay's shit in Green Bay.
Right.
If you don't think that that's not on their mind, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to go there? Go with Brock Purdy against that terrible Las Vegas team. And there's an added bonus with Brock Purdy. Perhaps And just perhaps here, you can put some check on George Kittle here, right? Because you know only for the boss is going to roll with that set.
Yeah.
And at least you can get some piece of that. Again, I'm just not feeling Justin Fields in this matchup. I don't think that he recreates that magic, and I think that it hurts.
Yeah.
When I look down the rest of this roster, though, Saquon should have a field day against Indy. So should McCaffrey against Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Tyreek, I mean, at New England, this is going to really come down to weather and what's going on with Tua and who's throwing the football.
Right.
Same in Arizona. We see Dawson Knox getting in the lineup. Here, though, again, I'm kind of questioning the flex play, and I don't know if he doesn't have a better option somewhere else. Again, I think sometimes squad gets caught up in the projections and forgets that the best player ain't who gets the best projection, but who ends with the most points on Sunday or Monday night. And sometimes that can lead you to make poor decisions. When I look at the other side, man, I think that the projections here are way underestimating what Only for the Boss can do.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes and company are playing against Denver.
Yeah.
Denver is one of the worst teams in the National Football League. Just fired their head coach.
Right.
Fired two other assistants on Wednesday. So these guys are just combobulated. Now, what that's going to do is Denver's either going to fall apart completely, or we're going to see a resolute Denver team, and maybe some of these players stand up. I'm not expecting that.
Okay.
And so I think Kansas City puts up a big fight here. And I think that it really just comes down to this, the matchups here. I really think that squad might be able to get this with a young quarterback, but I think it's actually going to be Brock Purdy. And what a better way for squad to get this. As I look at the coaches, I mean, Jags should beat Houston. 49ers D should have a field day. He's got the best kicker in the league against a defense and team in the Jets that just look absolutely defeated.
Right.
The other side, I don't like the Titans defense against Dallas. Titans have been a liability, I think, as a team lately. I think he can get a better defense than that this week, even if he just goes with the Steelers against Baltimore.
That's
Justin
better.
Tucker, number 2 kicker, and Chiefs should not have any problem in this game.
Yeah.
I have squad underestimating, fulfilling my pick earlier on in the season, getting this one, getting their first title. I've got them going in a nail biter.
Okay.
132 to Only for the Bosses 129.
All right, man. I like the pick, but I think I'm gonna go the other way, man. And I don't really think it matters. You're talking about Justin Fields. I think that's a great matchup at Detroit for him. Detroit proved themselves invincible in their last matchup that they lost. They can be had on defense, and their home games are made for shootouts, and the Chicago Bears will definitely be able to provide enough fireworks to make that a high-scoring game for Justin to get his. Saquon Barkley, I think he's a little over-projected. I thought the Colts did a decent job of actually stopping the run. They actually got peppered with short passes down the field, and Eckler was able to punch those in from the goal line. Not saying that Barkley can't do that, but I don't think Daniel Jones can throw the ball up and down the field on the Colts defense the same way, even though it is on the road. I like Christian McCaffrey against the Vegas Raiders. I disagree with going with Brock Purdy. You go Brock Purdy and Ayuk. Oh, no, he's not going Ayuk. But if you go Brock Purdy with Christian McCaffrey, you go in a lot of eggs in that Niner basket. It's probably best to diversify, being that he's already got a lot going on there. But at the end of the day, what I'm looking at is only for the Bosses side. You talked about it. Denver gave up 51 points to the Rams last week and made Baker Mayfield look competent. I expect Patrick Mahomes to continue his late season MVP campaign to get his second league MVP. And I think he'll have a big day at home against the Denver defense. They're not going to be able to keep up with Patrick Mahomes, and that's going to be a huge 20-point coach win, no question. I like the Jacksonville coach against the Texans, but at the same time, no team in the AFC South is trustworthy, and I really don't think that that's the best play that squad can come muster. Agreed with the Tennessee coach. I don't get what he's doing there. He better pay attention, or else that'll lock before He knows it tomorrow night, so he better get that cleaned up, only for the boss. But I really liked Allen Lazard's performance against that Miami defense, and I think he could have an even better performance against Minnesota. Minnesota's giving up points left and right, so even if Deebo Samuel doesn't play, I really like Allen Lazard's matchup. So if he has to go with Allen Lazard, he's just fine there. Stephon Diggs to close things out on Monday night, and that's another thing Squad's doing in this matchup that I disagree with. I know that Dawson Knox has had a good couple of weeks, but for the most part, he has not been all that dependable at the tight end position. I know that he hasn't been able to find much there, so he's just shooting it in the dark. But I think the main reason he's doing it is just because it's a Monday night play. Sometimes doing things like that can lull you into a false sense of security, and that could end up biting him. Tyreek Hill is going to be missing Tua Tagovailoa. That means the big play is gone. Teddy Bridgewater is a short order cook, meaning we're going to see a lot of short passes to Tyreek. I don't expect the big plays to come out of Miami, and I don't expect the big plays to come out of Squad Underestimated. At the end of the day, only for the boss has shown that they're the best team in the PPL. I say they prove it, get revenge for that late season blowout loss, and win the Pantheon Cup title, become only the second team to repeat. I got only for the boss winning the championship. 139 to Squad Underestimated's 128. Alrighty, PPLers, thanks for another great season of PPL Live. We are at our conclusion. Good luck to both Squad Underestimated and Only for the Boss this weekend. You guys have had a great season. I hope to see everybody back next year for the PPL draft. Until that time, everybody be safe, stay blessed, have a good weekend, enjoy the season, the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and good luck to the teams in this championship, and may the odds be ever in your favor.